All right, this is episode 3. I have, since our last, I have gapped this spark plug. And let me get up where you can see it. Big difference between what I showed you earlier. That is the correct gap, approximately 0.30 to 0.031. I may not be saying that correctly with the decimal places, but it's a 30 to 31 gap. And I'm just going to leave that out for now since I'm working on the mower. And I won't have to worry about it igniting by accident. As I mentioned earlier, this is not attached except for one screw. And this is a 5/16, so I'm going to go, because this has to come off. I got to get the old gas out of here. I got to reinstall this carburetor. So let's get this screw out. This whole thing will probably just fall off. I'm gonna have to get a new battery on there. So there it is. That one screw was holding this plate on. And 5/16 goes there. 5/16 goes there. And a 5/16 goes there. And then a smaller, get this for you. This is a 9/32. I use American sockets rather than millimeter, but there are millimeters that work too. But that's what I use. 9/32 there, and 9/32 there. Attaches this to the carburetor, and so I've got to find those missing screws and one more to attach this. So that'll be next on my to-do list. So that's the 9/32. And then, as you probably know if you've watched some of my videos, this carburetor and this tank are now going to come off as a unit. I don't want to be going in here with pliers and trying to remove these hose clamps and having fuel leak everywhere. I'm going to take this off as a unit, and I'll show you how I do that. So this is loose and just comes off. Okay, so it's off. And now, with that still attached, I start pulling up on the edge of the tank, because this is held on by these clips. There's one there and one there. And they're just under pressure from the plastic itself, and you just need to pull up against that until it starts to break free, and then the tank and the carburetor will come off as a unit, and I can then separate the carburetor from the tank by tilting it back. I'll put the tank sort of up on a block and tilt it so it's not gonna. I'll just minimize the gas spills. Okay, so you finish taking this off. Now it's off. Okay, now this, you can swing this carburetor linkage out, see? But you've got the whole thing off. And then it's very easy then to make this turn on this L hook on this linkage. So we're gonna go down and towards you, and it pops off. And see, by taking this off as a unit, you can do that. And you're not having to twist or anything because the whole thing is loose. So I'm going to set this tank over here in a block and tilt it up and get that carburetor off. I'm going to set that aside for now and work on that later. But right now what I want to do is reattach the carburetor. This plastic O-ring fell off, and this is the clip that holds it into the carburetor, so I'm definitely saving that. And that's going to go into the carburetor, that side, before this goes back on. It looks like someone has stretched this, which means this that this motor is probably going to run too fast because you got so much spring tension here. So I'm gonna, with my hand, push this back a little so it's not under so much pressure. So you still have some spring action, but not quite as much as they had on it. So hopefully it won't be racing. Because of the 3 mowers I bought from this guy, he told me one of them ran too fast. And based on that spring tension, I suspect it's that. And he probably went into the carburetor to try and fix it, not understanding that's what was causing it. Was this spring tension was under too much tension because somebody had bent that forward. Okay, so let's take a quick look in here. I want to make sure the flywheel key isn't sheared, so I'm going to get my impact wrench and the socket on there, and that one is, by the way, a 15/16 will work. This is a tall one. The one I've got on my impact is a shorter one. It's not quite so deep. So let's go ahead and get that nut off and take a quick look at the flywheel key. Get my hearing protection on because this thing is loud, very loud. Okay, the nut is off, and the flywheel key looks perfect. So everything is in alignment. Let me show you what I mean by that. If somebody had hit something with this, a stump or a brick or something, these mowers are designed to fail right there, and that is a soft metal like aluminum, and it will shear in half or definitely get bumped out of the way. And sometimes you'll see them where this square is going to be over here and not in line with this groove in the crankshaft, or it'll be slightly over here, or it'll be way around. And it's because you hit something super hard, a stump or a property marker, and boom, you hit it and your mower dies and they won't start. And if you, sometimes you pull it and it just kicks back on you, nearly pulls your arm out of the socket. And so I recommend you guys, if you're working on them at home, check this and make sure that this is in that groove, that the key, which is that movable piece of metal, soft metal, that's designed to fail if you hit something, so you don't completely tear up your mower. It'll fail, but then you got to go in and replace that and get everything back in line so that the spark arrives at the correct time. So just wanted to show you that. That's the flywheel key, and it looks okay. So we're going to reinstall that, and we'll come back for the next episode in a minute.